So there are several types of CSRF and BWAP. I want to do with you one more as well. We can first have a quick look at all the types if you want. So let's log into BWAP and go to CSRF1. And this is a password change, and we've exploited the low level, the source of the form, and we mimic the request triggered by this form. Okay, now change here to 2. So here's a second example. View the page source. As you can see, there are no extra fields to secure the form. So now I'm going to intercept the request of this form. And remember to enable Foxy Proxy. And burp to get the request. Data transmits in the URL. And it is not so different from the example that we did with the password change form. We just need to change the form field names and let it go. BWAP also has one more CSRF example. So go to the CSRF3 page. Now this page changes the secret value of the session user. So view the source. Okay, now see how this form has an additional hidden field? But it really doesn't bring you any added security. So the only thing you need to know is the login name of the user. And when you refresh the page, nothing changes as well. So I'm going to send a request to view it. Okay, the request is here in burp. You can easily add these fields to your fake form and request. So now you need to just enumerate users. Then prepare fake forms. And that's all. Now go back to CSRF1 and change the level to medium. So this is the form that wants the user to fill the current password as well. Sure, it's a good measure. Then go to CSRF2. Nothing changes in the display. But view the source. So this time, a token field is added to the form. Now refresh the page, but the token value is the same. So this is not a good implementation as well. So when we fill the form and send, the request will be as you can see in burp. So this time you need to enumerate tokens or force users to use your tokens like we did in session fixation. So let it go and go to CSRF3. And view the source. This form also has a token field. And when you refresh the page, the token changes. Okay, so fill in the input field. And this will be the request. So now we are going to exploit this one. Open up your terminal, view CSRF_3. So if the level is low, it just changes the value. But if the level is medium or high, it first checks the token. So then just update the secret. And below you can see the code that produced the token on each request. So open up your browser again. Okay, so let me summarize the problem. We have a form that has a hidden token field, and this field changes per request. Even if we create a fake form, we cannot get this value, right? Because the fake form will be triggered in another tab. So fake forms cannot reach what we're looking for in the actual form. We can add a token field to our fake request, but we cannot add a true value. So that means we're basically stuck here. Now, obviously, I have a solution. So to exploit this vulnerability, we're just going to need another vulnerability. Cross-site scripting. So go to XSS_store page, and we're going to look at this vulnerability a little later in greater detail. But this page stores your entries and shows them, just like that. And, of course, it's vulnerable to XSS. So that means we can execute a JavaScript code on the page from another source. For example, if you add this code, you'll get an alert. And what I want is to execute JavaScript code on my server in this page. So I will serve this code in Kali. It is an XML HTTP request code. And then after injecting this code into the page, it'll request a CSRF3 page, parse the token, and then send a change request with a value that I provide. And you can get it from here. So now I'm going to copy it to my web root directory. Apache's not running, so start it. Now it's running. And now on the XSS page, I'm just going to add this line of code to inject my script into the page. Copy and paste it. Now, before submitting, open Web Developer. Tag HTML and JavaScript from here. Okay, now submit it. And the alert comes from the previous code. Click OK. And below, you will see the requests sent by this page. Lo and behold, it requests my JavaScript code from my server. After including that code in the page, my script requests CSRF3 page, and then sends the change request containing a valid token. Okay, so now let's look to see if it changes or not. Now I'll be in Chrome, and as you can see, this is the old secret value. So now refresh the page, browse the users table again, and looky here, the value has changed. Okay, so now view the page source, and the script tags are present in the page, just like that. So we changed the password without the user's knowledge. What do you think about that?